Hello and welcome to the THOMCAST. I'm Tom, president and dictator for life of 515comics.com. And this week I actually do have some book updates. I'm finally starting to work on book 2 of Next Tuesday, volume 2, chapters 6 through 10. And yeah, so that's pretty great. So it starts at page 124 of the comic. And one thing that I had to do with the first book was when I decided who I was going to print with, and I knew what the page sizes were going to be in the book, I realized that I needed to reformat all of the pages of the webcomic so that they would actually fit on the page. It was a little painstaking. I had to resize because I had been making the pages at 8.5 by 11. They were 8.5 by 11 true size, and the page sizes in the book needed to be 8.125 by 10.25, so a bit smaller. And obviously you need to have a big gutter and everything, in the middle of the book. You can't have a lot of stuff dragging down into that gutter. And just for printing's sake, you don't want to have a whole lot going too close to the edge of the page. So the first thing that I had to do with the first book was go through all 123 pages that made up the first 5 chapters and resize them so that they would actually fit on the pages in the book. So I just did a little bit of figuring, and I decided on the book size and thus the new page size while I was working on, gosh, what was that chapter? It must have been the tail end of chapter 7, which is weird that I decided on a page size so long ago. I mean, gosh, when was that? Let me see. That was 2011. That was 2011. Okay, so I guess it's not. Yeah, I forget sometimes that the first several chapters moved much slower just because I wasn't updating 3 times a week. So it's like, man, chapter 7, that must have been like forever ago. So I have 42 pages that will still need to be reformatted. So all of chapter 6 and the better half of chapter 7 will need to be resized and completely reformatted. That's not to say that every single other page will not also have to be reformatted, because it will. Actually, hold on real quick. Let me figure out. Let me use my grandpa calculator here. So the first book made up 123 pages of the webcomic. 123 pages of the webcomic were the first 5 chapters. The next 5 chapters, 6 through 10, is 150 pages. So that's not actually that horrible. It's just a little bit more. And again, only 42 of those pages are actually sized incorrectly. That's not to say that I won't still have to edit all of the other pages just to make sure that I'm not too close to any of the sides and get text out of the gutter and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's going to be quite the undertaking, but I know what I need to be looking for this time. In the first book, I stumbled a lot because I wasn't sure what it was gonna look like. I didn't know what was required of me exactly going into it. In addition to determining how many pages of the webcomic are actually going to be in this book, I have been starting to pool resources from other people. As you know, in the first book, there was a whole section of guest art done by other artists, just characters, scenes from the comic, which was really cool, a lot of fun. I want to have just as much of that, if not more, in this round. Also, there were several mini chapters that friends and I collaborated on. So in this next book, I really want to have more of that. Because in the first book, there was this whole section of like old versions of Nextus, like old sketches and old pages from previous iterations of the comic, and early drawings of characters and things like that. I want to have less sketchbook stuff in this one. I mean, the thing is, most of the art that I generate for Nextus goes into the story or goes onto the website. The thing is that apart from the main story, I want everything else in the book to be like new stuff, like so that there's a reason to buy the book, and also just so that it's like, hey, if you buy the book, you get this cool stuff that people who don't buy the book can't see. Like, that kills me a little bit because it's like, I want everybody to see everything. I want everybody to have access to everything. But I also want to sell books. So I gotta have something kind of cool in there. So I already have one mini chapter that has been completed that's going to be in the book. That one's actually also probably going to be online just because it's kind of story-centric. Like, you know, I don't want to put things in the book if they actually have an impact on the story. Um, but I do have one of those that's going in there, so that's pretty cool. And I've got a couple commissions lined up, which is pretty great. And I'm just going to be doing more. So I'm going to be working with a couple other people to get some more mini chapters written and drawn and made. And I will be commissioning several of my great artist friends to do works for the book, and it should be awesome, and I'm really excited about it. Anyway, that's all I got for you. I gotta go to work, so I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, also Minicon is this weekend. Kyle X and I are gonna be at Minicon on Saturday from 10 to 5. Information below. So if you're in the Des Moines area, come and check it out. It's like $2 to get into this convention. It's super crazy. See you then. Bye.